Welcome everybody. So on today's video, we'll be talking about the 5 tools you need to always be using when you are editing video in any program. Now, as you can see here, I have my preferred program, DaVinci Resolve 17, but let's get started with the first feature, which is bins or folders. As you can see here, I have my video and I have the folders. These folders help me organize everything I need. So if I need my audio, I know it's going to be right here. If I need any particular assets, I know they're going to be right here. And if I need my footage, I know it's always going to be right here. Now to do this, simply put, at least for my program, I just right click and make a new bin, and then I can name it. I can also put a bin within another bin, but that is a key feature, especially for organization. Number 2, we have the segmentation of audio and video clips. So what do I mean? If you look down here, I have my ending clip and some audio. Now these two things are not coming from the same source. This audio is recorded separately and this clip is from a different place, which is much different from what I have here, where you can see these are linked because these are initially from the same thing. Now in this case, I did have to rip the audio, do some editing on it, but naturally without the editing, this would have been the same clip anyway. But if you want to be able to do this, then first you need 2 clips to work. So in this case, what I used was one of my footage clips, which is this one. And all I did was take this part, which all that requires me to do is find the beginning part and then click this arrow and then find the ending part that I need and click the arrow. And then naturally I can just bring it down. Now if this had any audio, for example, with this clip, you see there's 2 buttons here. This is for audio only. This is for visuals only. So if I want to bring down audio, I can do that. If I bring down the visuals, I can do that. Now this can be very useful, especially if you're looking for specific audio cues or visual cues, depending on the type of content you are making. And of course, if you want to link these things, all you have to do is highlight what you need, right click, and then go to link. Now I'm not saying this is going to be the same process if you're using something different, but I think generally most quality editing softwares have the same layouts to get to where you need to go. So next, let's talk about zoom and scale. And all of these are in the inspection tab, which requires you to find the clip. In this case, I have this one. And then if I want to, let's say, zoom in more to this, I go to zoom and I have these 2 arrows. This is to go out, this is to go in. So I can go in or we can go out. And in terms of scale, we go to retime and scaling. And then on scaling, we have our options from cropping to fit to fill to stretch. And I'll give you an example of what these look like if we take, for example, this file. Now, as you can see, we have some black bar on the side because it's not full screen. If I want to get rid of that, I could go to stretch and it would stretch it out. Now, this doesn't look too bad stretched out, but not everything that you mess with is going to look fine stretched out. Some stuff's going to look pretty bad and you might want to not stretch it out. Now I can also go to fill and this will zoom it in to the minimum it needs to get filled up. You can also just kind of do this if you go to the zoom anyway, but you have more control that way. Next, we have fit, which is it's the full. It just looks at what is the ratio and how much does it need to fit into the window. And normally that is the default that you put it in. Then we have crop and then project settings, which is just based off of whatever your project settings are. I don't know what you're looking for in your project settings. I know what I have for mine. So this is just what it's set to. Usually for things like this, I try to go for fill if I don't mind cutting some things off. Otherwise, I check to see if the stretch looks fine. In this case, it does. And if running what I did here, I did the fill because I didn't really mind. So our next step is the speed up, speed down, and freeze frame. And to simply do this, you find your clip. We'll use this one again because why not? And then we'll go to change clip speed, freeze. If we click on freeze frame, it will basically take the last part of this clip and then that's what the whole thing will be. So it's useful if you want to have a scene going and stop. You can also speed up or speed down, and you also have other things you can look at like stretch to fit, maintain timing, and all these things to play with to see how you want your footage to be progressing as the video goes on. And that right there are the 5 tools and tips I think you should always be using when you're editing in any software. The idea is not to work hard, it's to work smart. When you learn how to do things efficiently, then you can get the same results as if you worked longer and harder with less time over your time developing these skills. But I hope you found this helpful. If you want to get this software I'm using, you can test it out with the free version. But if you want to step your game up, then you can check my affiliate link or just go to their website and then see where you can get the program at its most up-to-date form depending on when you're watching this. Who knows? 18 might be out. But I hope it was helpful. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have anything to say or you found this valuable in any way, shape, or form, have a good day.